the Eastern Conference Finals Game 7 was Monday night, and it was a match between the Heat and the Celtics in a series that was honestly pretty boring. I mean, I don't think very many people were engaged with that series towards the beginning of it, but last night was a game that actually had some weight to it, had some entertainment value, and it ended up being the best game of the series. I mean, it came down to a one-possession game at the end, and it was kind of a controversial ending as Jimmy Butler attempts a three with 20 seconds left, only down two. It was 98-96. Butler pulled up for three. He misses it, and that would be how the game ends. And honestly, I've gone back and forth about it, whether or not Jimmy should have taken the three. Originally, I kind of thought he should have. I mean, he's been hot the whole series. He's probably been the most dominant offensive player for the last two games of the whole series. Had an opportunity there with Horford sagging off, basically standing at the elbow with him on the wing, and he had a pretty decent look at it. Obviously, if it had gone down, he would have been the hero. He would have been, Miami's hero, taking them to the finals. So it was kind of a hero ball shot, which could, obviously, it has its downsides. They end up losing, but I don't know. I didn't hate the shot from Jimmy at first. It could have gone so many ways. He could have driven. He could have gotten fouled. I guess you kind of have to extend the game. That's your obligation. That's your job to keep the series alive. But honestly, I didn't hate the shot from Jimmy down the stretch.
Yeah, I didn't hate it either. I think, I mean, as you mentioned, he was the best player in the series. Nobody else, and honestly, it's a wide open three. I mean, obviously, you don't want Jimmy Butler maybe shooting that. You would want like Hero or a better shooter, but he was hot. He made a bunch of threes in Game 7 and Game 6. I don't mind taking the shot for the win. You have 20 seconds left. You might not be able to get a better shot. You could argue that than a wide open three. Like, you'd rather play when the defense isn't set. So I don't hate that shot. He just missed it. I mean, if he made it, everybody would have said he's so clutch, and like he just reeled them back from down 3-2 in this series. So I really don't hate the shot. Obviously, you wish Jimmy Butler was a better shooter if you're a Heat fan, and he made the shot. But you just have to live and die by that. I mean, Game 7, it was a big shot. He just missed it. Superstars miss big shots all the time. And unfortunate for the Heat, they're not playing in the finals. It's the Boston Celtics now. The Celtics are lucky. They left the Heat's best player open, and he missed. So it was a miracle for the Celtics, honestly, because Jimmy Butler, he was killing them all series long.
Yeah, and you don't want to put it in the ref's hands either. I mean, he could have gone down there, gotten just bodied it in the paint by Horford.
And missed, yeah.
And
no
maybe
foul call.
maybe they won't call it. So I don't know. Taking the game into your own hands and taking that shot, it doesn't bother me either. Just because he's been great all series. I mean, why not take that shot and go for the win and just put an end to Boston's run? I think that's not necessarily the worst way to go. I know people were killing Jimmy, saying how could you do that, but I don't know. It didn't really bother me that much. Although they were on a very impressive run there at the end. I mean, the Celtics were melting down. So they really could have caused one of the biggest chokes if they end up tying the game.
Yeah, Marcus Smart shot the most shots in Game 7, which you really don't want to see ever again if you're a Celtics fan.
Yeah.
And he missed like 5 or 6 shots in a row, apparently, down the stretch. And that led them to come back. It was like 98, 85, or 87 with like 5 or 4 minutes left. And then the Heat made a run. The Celtics were stuck at 98 points until the free throws will. So, and also in the third quarter, I remember that Max Strus three. I don't think it was out of bounds. That was like another controversial call. It was called back. I think, I mean, if he makes that, then what? The Heat are up 1, I guess, 99-98, if that actually counts. Because I don't think he was out of bounds. I think the refs just wanted the Celtics to win. I think the NBA really wanted the Celtics because they're the more exciting team. They have the better players. I mean, I think they would match up probably better against the Warriors than the Heat would. I don't think anyone really wants to see the Heat in the finals. Pretty boring play style as we've seen the last couple of years, but they are a good basketball team. But I don't know. That was a really weird call. I think the 3 should have counted. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, if he was not out of bounds, of course it should have counted.
Yeah, I don't. Why would they overturn that? Also, the evidence wasn't conclusive enough, so wouldn't they just go with the call on the floor, which it counted as a 3? So that was a little weird.
Right. Yeah, it does seem like, I don't know, you don't want to get too conspiratorial. I don't think the NBA is rigged, but I mean,
I think it is rigged a little bit.
If you're going to go with the call on the floor when it's inconclusive, I It didn't even seem inconclusive. It seemed obvious that he was in bounds, that his heel did not touch the line in the corner. So I feel like they definitely should have kept that 3 on the board.
Yeah, the Celtics are 12-0 in playoff games reffed by Scott Foster. I don't know, that adds another layer to the conspiracy.
That's a little sus.
Yeah, I think he wanted the Celtics to win. He was reffing that game 7, obviously, that they won. So I don't know. We'll see if Mr. Foster is gonna ruin the NBA Finals for us because we're gonna be rooting for the Warriors. It looks like. So do not want to see the Celtics there.
Yeah, let's get to that matchup. The